So, from all of us at KBLA Talk 1580, a big thank you for your love and support.
You don't know how much you mean to me.
And by the way, if your smartphone did not update automatically, be sure to download our brand new KBLA 1580 app. We think you'll love all the new features, including new ways to send us photos and video in real time. Whenever news breaks, while we're on the air, it's a new dawn, a new day for KBLA Talk 1580. And we're glad you're on this journey with us.
You never turned away, you were right there. And I thank you, thank you.
God knows. I am reincarnated. I was stargazing. Life goes on, honey, and all my babies. Woke up looking for the broccoli. High key, keep a horn on me. That could my seat. IP ownership, the blueprint is by me. Mr. Get Off, I get off at my feet. A yeet couldn't try me in the tri-state. Buddy pass, but I get him splashed till he hydrated. Bounce out, know he spook town, eyes dilated. I got the money and the power, both gyrating. I feel good, get the out my thighs. Look good, but she don't got no ties. I walked in, walked out with the size. Man, don't let me know what the price. What the fuck? I got hits, I got bucks, I got new paper cuts, I got friends, I got foes, but they all sitting ducks. Hit his turf and get cracking, double back like a deluxe.
You are listening to and streaming a More Perfect Union on KBLA Talk 1580. I'm Dr. Nii-Quartelai, your host and White House correspondent. Guess what? Not at the White House. Not at the White House at all. I'm here in sunny LA. Cruising with you in afternoon drive time. I'm in touch, and so you be in touch. Follow me on all the social media platforms at Dr. Nii-Quartelai. All you got to do is type in Dr. Nii-Q, DRNIIQ. I'm the only one that pops right on up. Also, be sure to download the KBLA app to listen to us live or on demand, or simply tell Alexa to play KBLA Talk 1580 because we're fancy like that. Also, subscribe to a More Perfect Union podcast. That way you will never miss an episode. That push notification, like magic. Now, Brother Andy, my sound engineer, knows that I always enjoy a little Kendrick Lamar, especially as we're cruising into the second hour. It pumps me up. I hope it pumps you up as well. But I don't know if these headlines are going to pump you up quite the same. It's time for our national news roundup. It's time for you to decide the good, bad, and ugly headlines of the day. Kicking us off, the LA Times is reporting that the LA City Council is banning the N-word and C-word at meetings. That's right. Speakers at the Los Angeles City Council meetings will be banned from using the N-word and the C-word. That's what the council decided today. The ban comes just after years of tirades by a few speakers who attack officials' weight. They attack officials' sexual orientation or gender, and who sometimes use racial slurs. Speakers will now receive a warning for using either word or any variation of the word. And if they continue with the offensive language, they're going to be removed from the room. And get this, possibly banned from future meetings. Council President Marquise Harris Dawson, who is Black, has said that the use of the words during public comments has discouraged people from coming to meetings, saying, quote, it is language that anywhere outside the building where there aren't 4 armed guards would get you hurt if you said these things in public. The council's decision to ban the words could be challenged in court, with some legal scholars saying it could violate speakers' First Amendment free speech rights. Worth noting that in 2014, the city of LA paid $215,000 to a Black man who was ejected from a meeting for wearing a Ku Klux Klan hood and T-shirt with the N-word on it. And so we'll see what happens in LA City Council chambers, but look, they've said they've had enough. And if anybody who watches public television in Los Angeles, if you watch those LA City Council meetings, let me tell you, VH1 ain't got nothing on some of those LA City Council meetings. In other news, the Associated Press is reporting on the fact that no, Oprah Winfrey didn't block access to a private road amid tsunami warning evacuations. You see, even as the threat of a tsunami swamping Hawaii, even though that passed today, social media posts were still circulating, claiming that Oprah had refused immediate access to a private road that would allow residents a shorter evacuation route. Now, the warning followed one of the century's most powerful earthquakes. You know, the earthquake that we reported on live yesterday, that 8.8 magnitude quake that struck off of Russia's peninsula that generated tsunami warnings and advisories for wide swaths of the Pacific. I mean, in my lifetime, I can't remember ever seeing a tsunami warning like that. I mean, you know, from Japan to Alaska to Hawaii to the entire west coast of the United States. Posts on X and TikTok contended that Oprah refused to open her private road or was slow to do so during the evacuation. And we're here to correct the record, saying that that's false. Despite being commonly known as Oprah Road, the portion of that road privately owned by Oprah, it belongs to Helicala Ranch, which also owns the land surrounding the road. Its president, Scott Meadell, told the AP that Winfrey has an easement agreement with the ranch, which allows her to use and make certain improvements to the road. Her representative told the AP that Winfrey had paved the road as a part of that agreement. Oprah did not block the road. She made it accessible to folks. In fact, they say as soon as her team heard that the tsunami warning was afoot, they contacted local law enforcement and FEMA to ensure that the road was open. Any reports otherwise are false. So you can take this clip from this show, right, and put it out there on social media to correct the record. When we come forward, we're digging even deeper into some of the day's biggest headlines. Again, Kamala Harris said she ain't doing it. She ain't running for California governor. Is that a good thing? And if so, good for whom? You're listening to and streaming A More Perfect Union on KBLA Talk 1580. When we come forward, I'll be joined with pop culture contributor Al Reynolds and Democratic strategist Isaac Wilson.
You're listening to A More Perfect Union on KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy. In 2011, I founded Wesley Financial Group with one goal in mind: to help honest folks out of their timeshares permanently. Today, I run Wesley with my two sons, a real family business, treating every client and every employee like we'd want our own family treated. That philosophy has helped us grow into the largest, most trusted timeshare cancellation company in the United States. Fortune magazine even recognized us as one of the best places to work. Why? Because we genuinely care. In fact, some of our former clients were so moved by their experience working with us, they joined our team so they could help others to timeshare freedom. If you're stuck in a timeshare, give us a call. Let our family help your family.
Call Wesley now for your free timeshare exit kit. 800-687-7979. That's 800-687-7979. 800-687-7979.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2025 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
Sometimes an identity threat is a ring of professional hackers. And sometimes it's an overworked accountant who forgot to encrypt their connection while sending bank details.
I need a coffee.
And you need LifeLock because your info is in endless places. It only takes one mistake to expose you to identity theft. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. The Los Angeles Regional Food Bank is on a mission to fight hunger and provide nutritious food to those in need across our community. They partner with federal, state, and local programs advocating for better policies and funding for critical hunger relief programs like Cal Fresh, the Emergency Food Assistance Program, and the Child and Adult Care Food Program. The food bank works with coalitions and local representatives to make sure hunger is addressed in every district of LA County. They also run nutrition education campaigns, raise hunger awareness, and source nutritious food for distribution, all while supporting regulations that allow food pantries to operate safely. Want to help? Visit lafoodbank.org or call 323-234-3030 to volunteer or find a food bank near you. Together, we can ensure that no one goes hungry in Los Angeles County. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
We have no permanent friends or permanent enemies. Only permanent interests. As we effort to build a more perfect union.
You are listening to and streaming A More Perfect Union on KBLA Talk 1580. I'm Dr. Nii-Quartelai Corte, and really delighted to welcome back my friend Al Reynolds. He is one of our favorite pop culture contributors, along with Isaac Wilson, who is a Democratic strategist and former South Carolina Democratic Party chair. Welcome, gents.
Hey, welcome, Isaac.
Welcome. Nice to see you, my guy.
Absolutely, Dr. Nii-Quartelai. You know it's always a pleasure to have these talks with you on Wednesday. And look at you. Okay.
I knew who was going to be here, so I said I have to break it out because last time you came, Sunday ready.
Right, exactly. This time I'm coming Hawaii ready.
Okay, that's all right. Well, let me tell you something. Kamala Harris, she ain't ready. Kamala Harris making some news today saying that she is not running for California governor. The LA Times reporting that after months of speculation about her political future, the former vice president ruled out one option, that's becoming the next governor, or at least running to be the next governor of California. She said that she will not enter the 2026 race to replace Governor Gavin Newsom. She also didn't say what she plans to do next, but her choice is the clearest sign yet that she may still be considering a third run for president. The former vice president saying, quote, "I love this state, its people, and its promise. It's my home. But after deep reflection, I've decided that I will not run for governor in this election. For now, my leadership and public service will not be an elected office. I look forward to getting back out and listening to the American people, helping elect Democrats across the nation who will fight fearlessly and sharing more details in the months ahead about my own plans." Isaac, I want to go to you first because so many Democrats aspiring to be president, they make their pilgrimage to your state, South Carolina. It's among the first that they visit to gain some traction. What do you make of her announcement? And do you think that she's more inclined than ever to make a third go for the presidency?
I think Kamala is in a place where she is saying, I'm going to make America pretty much love me and see that I was the candidate that they should have chose in 2024. So I like it. I say, girl, come on and bring the heat, bring your smartness, bring your leadership. That a lot of people thought that she didn't show in 2 or 3 months, although I disagree. I think it came through with shining colors, but to have more time to do it, oh man, yeah, come on and bring it. And I think she's made the right choice. Let America see that a woman can lead, that a Black woman can lead, and that she's the woman to do it.
Al Reynolds, I've got to ask you, if you are working for Governor Wes Moore or former Secretary Pete Buttigieg or Governor Andy Beshear of Kentucky or Governor Gavin Newsom, what might you make of this announcement today?
Listen, I have to agree with Isaac. I mean, he hit the nail on the head. Listen, Kamala stepping back from the California governor race isn't a shock. Okay, she has some great advisors. I need everyone to understand this is not a letdown. It's a strategic repositioning. Okay, let's be real. Once you've been the vice president of the United States of America, being governor feels like a demotion, not a pivot. Okay. This isn't about California. This is about a chessboard of American politics, and Kamala is no pawn. You got to understand, Kamala Harris is the first woman, the first Black person, the first Asian, okay, hold on, let me get it right, South Asian American to serve as vice president. And she has one of the highest, she has one of the highest approval ratings among millennials and Gen Z voters of any U.S. leader, okay, including your current sitting president. So don't get it twisted. She's not fading. I see this as a strategic recalibrating because she knows now what it's going to take for her to get that White House seat.
Isaac, I want to ask you about the state of the race. This has shaken up the race for California governor. A lot of folks were just sort of waiting for what they thought could be, her inevitable announcement that she would run for governor. This is a wide open race. You have folks like former Los Angeles Mayor Antonio Villaraigosa, former U.S. Representative Katie Porter, former Health and Human Services Secretary Javier Becerra, among others that have announced their intent to run for governor of California. We know that Harris would have entered the race with a significant advantage, including name recognition, a vast network of donors, even though she would have had a little bit of baggage. Talk to us about California on the political chessboard. It seems to me that this is not a race that Democrats can afford to lose, considering the agenda of this current administration. Are you at all concerned that there doesn't seem to be a front runner in this race for California governor?
I wouldn't say I'm concerned, but what I will say is I am in agreement with Kamala that she's willing to sit down at the table and rewrite the book, rewrite a playbook. And so I don't think that all of them need to go to the table. We need to have a discussion. Go in that back room that we do here in the South. We have a back room. And in that back room, we talk about who's going to run, what's going to happen, and how we're going to do this thing. And I think they need to do that in California and show that the Democratic Party is together. We're not going to throw 10 people out there. We're not going to throw 12 people out there. We're going to pick one person, might be two, and we're going to say, hey, go at it in that way. But we need to get a candidate that we all just say, hey, can do the job. They're equipped to do the job. They're experienced to do the job, and that we're all going to get behind. So that's what I'm concerned with. I'm concerned with how we split our party in these different ways, and nobody really has the majority. Is it really the majority if you get 30% over here and somebody gets 28% over here and somebody gets is it really the majority if all these people are running? Let's pick one or two candidates and say, hey, go at it and let the people choose that way.
You concur?
Oh, absolutely. Listen, unlike you, Dr. Nii-Quartelai, I used to live in Los Angeles. You share both coasts, so you understand politics both in the district as well as in California. Me, I'm just learning California politics, but this is what I do know. Like Isaac said, just the Democratic Party as a whole needs to go to that back room, take off those suits, and start to get gangster with it. And strategically start to align to make sure that you take over these states. We are experiencing in politics right now a backwash that no one likes the taste of, especially with this current administration. So in order for us to reclaim our power and our influence in American politics, we've got to do things a little bit different. The Democrats have always been so conservative, so upholding of history, so upholding of tradition. We've got to go in that back room and we have to change that narrative. I don't care where you went to college, whether it was Harvard or Stanford, you've got to get a little bit gangster with your initiatives and your strategies. And I think that he hit it on the head, that that's what the state of California has to do because of their influence in this political process. Her being out of the race, I actually think is a good thing because she was over influential in that state. She doesn't need to waste her time exposing herself to liability that would stop her possibly in the future being the next president of the United States of America. Do you understand what I mean? And I think if you look back at Hillary Clinton, when she did serve as a senator, when she did serve in those capacities, it's exposed her in a way that Donald Trump ended up picking it and ended up helping and forcing her to lose the election, correct? Talking about those emails, etc. So I very much believe that what he's saying is true.
So look, there are a number of Democrats that are saying, we need to throw away the playbook of yesterday and write a new playbook.
Yes,
but not sure where Democrats are at with respect to Senator Cory Booker's remarks on the Senate floor yesterday. Senator Booker saying that fellow Democrats are willing to be complicit. The New Jersey Democrat yelled at his colleagues in a rare occurrence on the Senate floor this week, arguing that they're complicit with President Trump and that his party needs a wake-up call. The exchange occurred just yesterday as Senator Catherine Cortez Masto of Nevada, she sought to swiftly move a package of bipartisan bills that would increase resources and funding to police departments and officers. Booker objected to the package and offered an amendment that would require the administration to allocate public safety grants without political bias. This ignited, Senator Cortez Masto to get a little peed off. And she complained that Booker hadn't raised his concern when the bills passed out of the Senate Judiciary Committee, which he sits on, calling it ridiculous in an attempt to kill all of these bills. So part of what I wonder, Isaac, essentially, aren't Republicans offering Democrats potentially a political gift? It seems to me that President Trump and the Republicans may be intent on defunding the police in blue states. And so if that is what they would do in effect, then it seems to me that, why don't Democrats dare them to do it?
I think it's back to what Brother Reynolds said earlier. Democrats are more conservative sometimes than freaking Republicans.
That's right.
We want to be right. We want to be gracious. We want to be gentle and show the American people that sometimes we got to take off these gloves and say, you know what? We'll do it. If you're so big and bad, do it. And when we talk like that, Democrats come out and say, yeah, that's what we want. We want Hakeem Jeffries to keep talking with the language that he talks about. Don't pull back. Keep talking with that strong language. Cory Booker, I would never go against. I think I have Cory Booker. He's right here. Every time he comes to South Carolina, I am in love with Cory Booker because nobody can tell a story like Cory Booker if you've ever heard him speak. So if he's disagreeing with something, if he's calling you out, you've done something that is not up to par. So Democrats need to get in line and start to play the fight, start to do the fight like Republicans are doing. And if they're going to defund police in blue states, I'm like, you dare them to do it. Dare them to do it and see what the uproar is when it comes to Republicans in those suburbs. When we talk about South Carolina, we're talking about Horry County where Myrtle Beach sits. We're talking about Charleston County down there where those Alapone, rich people, where the police isn't going to be policing much down there. So Donald Trump, we dare you to do this where those Republican cities and those Republican counties say, no, Donald Trump, you're wrong on this, so do it.
Al, it seems to me that Democrats have a tendency to over-index in what I like to call getting in your own way. We know that Senator Booker said, quotes, "What I'm tired of is when the president of the United States of America violates the Constitution, trashes our norms and traditions. And what does the Democratic Party do? Comply, allow him,
yes.
Scraps." Now, I'm not sure if particularly in this moment, there are a lot of folks who would disagree with that. But we also have to be aware of political theater. It's, and we know Senator Booker was up there. He was on the floor and he did that historic filibuster.
Right.
Although it was unclear what legislation
passed
he was filibustering. It's unclear what nominations he was filibustering, but he was up there and he was up there for a long time. Al?
All right. So listen, I got to agree with Isaac again on this one. Cory Booker is a mainstay in politics and we will always respect him. But this new Cory Booker, when I tell you, I'm enjoying every second of this one. He's finally showing teeth, and hallelujah. Let's not pretend, though, like this moment didn't take a body count and a broken system to get here. His outrage was righteous, but his timing to me with the 20 plus hour sit-in is suspect. Now, over 10 years of post-George Floyd, and we still don't have a national police accountability bill. Cory Booker, we need your help. And understand, this is a statistic that everyone needs to understand. Since 2013, over 98% of police killings in the U.S. have resulted to no charges. That can't happen. So Booker's fury is justified, but this performative outburst could have been policy years ago. And we need that Cory Booker to show up every time that he sits in those meetings. That said, I take passionate Bookers over the passive Booker. This passionate Booker, I want more of. He's stepping into his own. He's stepping into his voice and he's speaking without feeling he's offending. And that's the Booker I like. So just let the action match the audio moving forward. And I think we'll get more done in the Democratic Party.
When we come forward, we're shifting gears. A lot happening in the entertainment world. Shannon Sharpe is out at ESPN. Trump is seriously mulling a pardon for Diddy.
What the hell?
And Republicans are making some headway in their early redistricting effort. Dare I say, their latest iteration of voter suppression. We're going to go beyond these headlines, separate the fact from the fiction when we come forward. You are listening to and streaming A More Perfect Union along with Isaac Wilson, Democratic strategist from South Carolina, and our favorite pop culture contributor, Al Reynolds. You're listening to KBLA Talk 1580.
The audience is listening, thought-provoking, eye-opening, heart-rendering. This is where authentic voices meet powerful discussions on culture, community, and change. This is where Black voices matter. He's breaking boundaries, amplifying diverse perspectives, and tackling the issues that matter most to you. You're inside A More Perfect Union with Dr. Nii-Quartelai on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now. The New York City Medical Examiner says Shane Tamura, who killed 4 people in a Manhattan office tower, died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. Black Mayor Eric Adams believes Tamura was targeting the NFL.
We lost 4 souls to another senseless act of gun violence.
In a suicide note, Tamura, who thought he had CTE from high school football, asked for his brain to be studied. Rapper Lil Baby hosted his 5th annual Back to School Fest in Atlanta, helping over 4,000 families with free school supplies, haircuts, and meals. His foundation, The Jones Project, teamed up with brands like Zaxby's and The Athlete's Foot to support West End youth. And Oprah Winfrey is facing backlash after reports claimed her private Maui road was closed during a tsunami evacuation. Her team says they worked with police to keep it open, and Maui PD confirmed it was accessible. Get BIN News Now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Culver City on the northbound side of the 405. Delays from Venice Boulevard all the way to the 5 merge into Sylmar. That 14 northbound slows in Santa Clarita, leaving the 5 looking a lot better by Placerita Canyon Road. It's slowing in La Crescenta, West 210 from the 2, looking better passing Lowell Avenue. East 210 in Pasadena, backing up for Mountain, delays and stretches all the way to Foothill Boulevard.
Is it time for a new job? Then it's time for Express Employment Professionals. Quit the endless online job search. Enlist the pros. Let a local recruiter from one of their 870 locations help. And Express never charges job seekers a fee. Go to expresspros.com.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The tragic shooting in New York City Monday brought up a subject the NFL does not like to talk about. Shane Tamura, the gunman who killed 4 people inside a building where the NFL is headquartered, left a letter blaming the NFL for issues he was having with his brain. Tamura, a former running back at 2 Southern California high schools, did not play football after high school, but in his letter, he used the initial CTE, which stands for chronic traumatic encephalopathy, a brain disorder caused by too many blows to the head. CTE is the most dreaded initial in the NFL. The league for years has rejected claims that CTE is directly responsible for long-term head injuries, but the league has paid more than $1.4 billion in settlements to former players dealing with CTE symptoms. With the season just around the corner, the last thing the NFL wants to be asked about is CTE. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson on KBLA Talk 1580.
Well, thank you. Yeah.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we're proud to be celebrating 4 years on the air, but we know we could not have made it this far without you. We work hard every single day to curate conversations that will enlighten, encourage, and empower you. So, from all of us at KBLA Talk 1580, a big thank you for your love and support.
You don't know how much you mean to me.
And by the way, if your smartphone did not update automatically, be sure to download our brand new KBLA 1580 app. We think you'll love all the new features, including new ways to send us photos and video in real time. Whenever news breaks, while we're on the air, it's a new dawn, a new day for KBLA Talk 1580. And we're glad you're on this journey with us.
You never turn away, you were right there. Thank you.
Your child is 18, and suddenly you no longer have legal access to their medical info, even in an emergency. No health decisions, no financial help, nothing, unless you plan ahead. That's why Trust and Will created the Young Adult Plan. It includes HIPAA authorization, healthcare directives, and power of attorney. Everything your child needs to stay protected and stay connected. Go to trustandwill.com and get your Young Adult Plan for just $69, because turning 18 shouldn't mean cutting parents out of the picture. Trust and Will is an online estate planning service. See website for details.
Trust and Will.
Some things can steal your sunshine. Ugh, I just got my hair done.
Sorry, the cooler's broken. Anyone see my flip-flops? Anyone?
But COVID-19 can steal a lot more. I just took a COVID test. Ugh. Prescription medications for COVID exist. If you test positive this summer, ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com/COVID-19 to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hi, everyone. My name is Raquel Graham, and I have a big announcement to make. I have my own radio show. It debuts on KBLA 1580 on August 2nd, and it is called Entrepreneuring. I'm an inventor, a Shark Tank winner, entrepreneur for over a decade, and a proud mom of 2. I created this show because I know firsthand that entrepreneurship doesn't have just one look. Entrepreneuring celebrates what building a business really looks like. Big, medium, small, and micro. Some of us are running multi-million-dollar operations. Some of us are braiding hair in our kitchens. We're bakers, grant writers, laundromat owners, event promoters. Mark your calendars. Please tune in August 2nd, KBLA 1580 at 1 p.m. Pacific time. No question is too big or small. Let me know what you'd like for me to cover. See you then.
Hit me! National News The Consequence. Informed opinion. And analysis beyond the headlines. You're listening to A More Perfect Union on KBLA Talk 1580.
You are listening to and streaming A More Perfect Union on KBLA Talk 1580. I'm Dr. Nii-Quartelai, and I'm delighted to be joined with our pop culture contributor, Al Reynolds. And there he is, Isaac Wilson, our Democratic strategist and former South Carolina Democratic Party chair. Gentlemen, Shannon Sharpe, in the news, USA Today reporting that he is out, O-U-T, he is out at ESPN after a settlement in a $50 million rape lawsuit. The on-air relationship between ESPN and Shannon Sharpe appears to be over. Just less than 2 weeks after the Pro Football Hall of Fame tight end and media commentator settled that $50 million lawsuit related to sexual assault and battery accusations. Not a conviction, accusations by an ex-girlfriend. The network has decided to cut ties with Sharpe. He last appeared on ESPN in April, stepping away after the lawsuit was initially filed. Did Monique have this right the whole time? When she said, Shannon, you better leave him alone. Al?
You don't want to throw to me because, absolutely she had it right. There's so much here to unpack, but the basics that we have to understand is that settlement doesn't mean guilt, but it does mean silence was bought. And I think that's what we have to get our minds around. And silence costs more when your brand is built on being the loudest voice in the room. And I think that's where he's being eat up the most. Now, here's the twist, though. And when I think about it, that 60%, if you think about the statistics around this, 60% of civil rape lawsuits involving public figures always end in settlement. And many never see the courtroom. And that doesn't mean that it's right, but it does mean that it is the rule and not the exception. The thing with Shannon is Shannon built a platform criticizing the culture. Now he's a case study for the culture because he's everything that that the culture criticizes, right? So the real question here is, will the cancel culture actually cancel him? And from what it looks like, Dr. Nii-Quartelai and Isaac, it's not. Because if you look on social media, the top 10 highest earning African-American men in the NBA and the NFL, who have the largest 20 plus million contracts, who are they getting married to? Who are they dating and who are they engaged to? It's not anybody that look like either of our mothers or our sisters. And that's the sad fact that we are having to digest. Now, the issue to me is that he is way too old to be taken down by something so frivolous, considering how this man has spent 3 decades to build the empire that we now know as the man, Shannon Sharpe.
Isaac, what do you make of this? I mean, $50 million deals are not easy to come by. How much of this situation is limited to just Shannon Sharpe versus making opportunities for Black folk, Black men and women in media all the more difficult? I mean, these were accusations. Again, he wasn't convicted of anything, but when media companies consider deals like this and they assess the risks of getting into business with folks, does this Shannon Sharpe situation make it harder for others?
It does make it harder, but I'm gonna take a different route. It makes it harder, and Reynolds is right. When you get of a certain, when I don't know why they do it, but when Black men get of a certain status in sports, I don't know why they go get one of those white women and think that everything is all good and gravy, and then they can just come back to the hood and just everything just okay or whatnot. I don't know why they do that, but I think the scandal ain't why they fired Shannon Sharpe. I think it's why they used to fire him because really, let's be real. If the scandal was a deal breaker, then half the network wouldn't have a job, right? Half the network wouldn't have a job. So I think they used the scandal almost like a receipt at a checkout. Really, he's been paid. He don't need their money really. He's been respected as a well-known football player, and really he was unbothered. They went and got him.
Dr. Quartelai, I forgot Shannon is from South Carolina. So this man is standing up for his fellow South Carolinian. We don't get off online with that crazy nonsense. Listen,
I'm just saying.
Isaac, let me tell you something. Everything is fine and dandy as long if you mess with their wife, they can digest it. If you mess with their sisters, you can digest it. You cannot mess with white men's daughters. This is a 20-year-old girl that a big strapping black man who's very successful decided to take advantage of allegedly. That's when they draw the line in the sand. And you're right. They may have been looking for a reason to separate. They couldn't separate for ratings because the man posts the ratings. They couldn't separate him from working hard because everybody knows Shannon Sharp showed up on the set at 4 and 5 a.m. Everybody tells stories. He's the hardest working man in entertainment. They separated because he slept with one of their daughters. And not only did he sleep with one of their daughters, he, by offering her a settlement of $10 million, admits that he did something that should not have been done with that daughter. People can take a lot of things, but people will not take that. And the network can't take the risk of being associated with it, no matter how many talented African-American black men are a part of the sports industry.
Ooh, all right, okay, Al, you had your Wheaties today.
But I still like you, Brother Wilson. But he tried to take up for his fellow South Carolinian. It's okay. It was cute.
I just felt like it was coming. The whole thing, something was coming out of this. They couldn't do it up front, so they had to wait until
they found
we got them now. So let's wait for this door to open. And I just felt like something was coming. Yeah.
Well, speaking of something coming, there are some folks saying that Trump should not pardon Diddy. At least Megyn Kelly is saying that. USA Today is reporting that Megyn Kelly is speaking out to urge Trump against potentially pardoning Diddy. In a X post today, Kelly said, quotes, Trump shouldn't pardon Diddy because he doesn't deserve it, referencing a Deadline report published a day earlier featuring unnamed sources that consider the possibility of a pardon. The fact that Megyn Kelly is telegraphing to Trump and people in Trump's orbit that he shouldn't pardon Diddy, how real is this possibility? And when we talk about just sort of cancel culture that in so many ways has been turned on its head. In fact, cancel culture has been picking up a lot of L's. Would a pardon from Trump, would that be just another L for cancel culture, Isaac?
No. I think what you find on social media is that people feel sorry for Cassie or felt sorry for Cassie before this trial. But when this trial came out and all the facts were on the table, I don't see many people like, Cassie, you might have played a little part in this. And so I think they just cast him as being nasty. Yeah, Diddy was just nasty. Yeah, you were horribly nasty. But did you do anything wrong and were you part of a RICO case? No, they're not going to cancel Diddy. Diddy has been long-standing through Bad Boys. You got to think about Mace, and you got to think about all the groups he didn't put out and stuff. People are not going to cancel Diddy. Now, it's going to take him some years to get back, but I guarantee you the first party that he throws, many people are still going to go to those parties. He might do it differently, but I think that Donald Trump still needs to stay away from this and let the court system play out because he's not going to serve that much time. We've already seen every pundit, every lawmaker, every judge across America say that, hey, this is not even a big case or a big thing that he's going to, serve. So Donald Trump needs to stay away from this on a political thing and just let it play out.
Al, how likely is it that Donald Trump, who enjoys every bit of attention he can get, every camera, every reporter, how likely is it that he's going to stay out of this and not be inclined to pardon Diddy, to basically give the finger to the Southern District of New York prosecutors who were a part of him being convicted on 34 counts.
You got it. You hit it right on the head, Dr. Nii-Quartelai. And that's exactly, if he does pardon Diddy, that's exactly what he's doing. And you know it because, A, that black woman is not letting up. She has definitely put a number of different dents in his armor that he does not like. They spent a lot of money on this trial, and for him to pardon is basically him getting back even to what she's done to him. So I do see that happening, but this is the deal. I have to go on the record, and I'm going to be very clear about this. I have to go on the record and say him being pardoned would be a disgrace. It would be a miscarriage in justice. What Diddy did to all the different people that he interacted with that we've heard about, not talking specifically about this trial, is a horrible thing. And there should be some form of accountability for him in doing that, how he did business, how he manipulated his power, how he manipulated his influence. But this is the kicker here. He is a master puppeteer in PR and marketing. He spent his last 20 years creating this environment around himself, this brand around himself of one that can even take on this horrible trial of multiple weeks, many weeks, with horrible things surrounding about it and still coming out on the other side. Now, let me get to Miss Megan, though, because, you know, me and her, I need to have a conversation with her. For her to play this moral compass is so interesting to me, because this is the same woman who said that Jesus was white on national TV. Now, I want to be very clear about this because I want to address her directly. Let's keep it funky. This ain't about justice. This is about a culture war. Megan's not concerned about the allegations, not at all. She doesn't care what's going on. She's policing proximity to Black power, even when that power is tainted with the name P. Diddy. Presidential pardons, we know, most exclusively are always granted to white-collar criminals and political allies. Less than 5% of Black defendants have been pardoned by all presidents, including Trump. So if Diddy does get a pardon, it won't be about the law. It will be about optics, like you said, Dr. Nii-Quartelai. Trump doesn't move morally. He moves transactionally. And right now, Diddy looks like it might be a good deal to get back at the Southern District. And if he does, that's his purpose for it.
I think you're onto something, Al. I think you're also onto something, Isaac, as you sprinkle little money fingers there. When we come forward, I want to hold these two for just a little while longer. The Texas maps have come out, and they would add 5 safe Republican seats. This is what President Trump asked for.
I'm done.
Ask and ye shall receive. And it looks like he's about to receive a Christmas gift in July. What it means for the midterm elections when we come forward. More with Isaac Wilson and Al Reynolds. You're listening to and streaming A More Perfect Union on KBLA Talk 1580.
A More Perfect Union on KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Nearly 7 million Americans aged 65 and older are living with Alzheimer's disease, or AD. But did you know that Black adults aged 65 and older are twice as likely as white adults to develop AD? You may be able to reduce your risk by managing conditions like diabetes and high blood pressure, being physically active, eating healthy, and exercising your mind. To learn more about AD, the importance of early diagnosis and intervention, and a potential treatment option, visit treatalzearly.com. That's treatalzearly.com. This message is brought to you by AZI. You have cancer. The 3 words no one wants to hear. Of the cancers that impact our community, lung cancer is the most dangerous. More people succumb to lung cancer than colon, breast, and prostate combined. Black men are 12% more likely to develop lung cancer, and cases for Black women are rising. Early detection and comprehensive treatment is the best way to beat this dreaded disease. Providence is a research leader in multi-cancer early detection, offering blood tests that identify fast-spreading cancers that don't show symptoms in early stages. The Providence Los Angeles Integrated Network Cancer Program determines best protocols for each patient interacting with specialists who share experiences, perspectives, and new findings specific to each case. With over 1,000 board-certified physicians, including top oncologists, surgeons, radiologists, and nurse specialists, Providence delivers whole-person care that understands your culture, values, preferences, and priorities. So, if you hear the words, "you have cancer," all you need is faith and providence.org/cancer.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. The Autopsy Initiative provides a second autopsy free of charge for victims' families who have lost their loved ones due to a police-related death. The services offered through the initiative include the completion of a second autopsy, disclosure of preliminary findings, and a final autopsy report. A police-related death is when an individual is harmed by police officers using deadly force, which results in an individual's death. Police-related death includes in-custody deaths, including those that arise during contact with law enforcement officers during arrest, pursuit, booking, transport, or incarceration. The Autopsy Initiative has a team of board-certified pathologists on call. An autopsy request may be completed by anyone with a close relationship with the victim, which may include the victim's spouse, partner, relative, close friend, or lawyer. To request a free second autopsy for a victim of police violence, please visit knowyourrightscamp.com. That's knowyourrightscamp.com. Then click on Autopsy, then click on Request. At KBLA, we believe in justice for victims of police violence. We say their names, and we don't black down. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Notable journalists, industry leaders, lawmakers, change makers, tastemakers, and you, working to build a more perfect union on KBLA Talk 1580.
You are listening to and streaming A More Perfect Union on KBLA Talk 1580. I'm Dr. Nii-Quartelai, and I'm joined with Isaac Wilson, Democratic strategist from South Carolina, and Al Reynolds, our very favorite pop culture contributor. Listen, the Washington Post is reporting that the Texas map would add not one, not two, not three, not four, but a whole 5 safe Republican seats, with control of the narrowly divided U.S. House hanging in the balance in the 2026 midterm election. Republicans in Texas, at the urging of President Trump, they unveiled their opening proposal today that would redraw district boundaries that would give them 5 more safely red seats. This is perhaps one of the best shots that Republicans have to attempt to maintain control of the House of Representatives. Isaac, I certainly have seen Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett on social media sounding the alarm. Why aren't more Democrats across the country sounding the alarm, being that the Texas playbook could very well be coming to a district near them sooner than we think?
Because Democrats want to still play on this moral compass.
That's right.
We have to get off that horse and play the game that Republicans are playing and see where the chips fall. Especially the ones that are in heavy Democratic states and cities and counties. Talk with your chest. Say what you feel. Get out there like Jasmine Crockett. Like, they're redrawing the maps in Texas like Trump won some moral compass award. Like, Republicans just need to say that they're scared of what happens when Black, brown, and young folk vote. And that's what's happening in Texas. Texas, I think in the next couple of years, if they don't change this thing, Texas kind of changes in some way. But this is about rigging. It's not about representation. And they're showing you that when our politics can't win, we'll redraw the people. That's what they're doing. They're redrawing the people, redrawing the lines. And so we have to stick our necks out for the people that we say we're representing, whether it's in Texas, whether it's in New York, whether it's in South Carolina, whether it's in Louisiana. We're fighting for you. When you go to DC, you're not just representing your state, you're representing America. And Democrats need to show up and show that.
Al, in our remaining minutes, what is it going to take for Democrats to talk with their whole chest?
I don't know.
Isaac Wilson.
They got to move to South Carolina under Isaac. That's what they need to do. Let me tell you something. Redistricting ain't new, but this GOP map is a masterclass, in my mind, of political manipulation. This isn't democracy, everybody. This is demographic warfare. And the black people of Texas, they need to wake up. Texas is now over 40% Latino and only 13% black. Yet this map virtually guarantees minority voter dilution. That's not a strategy. That's not a strategy. That's suppression with a Southern drawl. And listen, let's not be fooled. And don't be fooled by that term, that safe seat. They're only safe when the people don't vote. The midterms just became a blood sport in my mind. And voter turnout is the only thing that we can do and the only weapon that we have left to fight against this injustice of this so-called redistricting, which we know, like I said, is nothing but political manipulation.
I mean, no lies detected. Not a one. And, it's just a reminder that in this moment, for all the people that think that the leadership for the Democratic Party is going to be coming out of Washington, D.C.,
no,
there's a deafening silence. The folks in Washington, D.C. are counting what's the minimum number of seats, what is the path of least resistance.
That's right.
That is not the posture, I would contend, of a winning opposition party. I contend that if we want to lift up people that are talking with their whole chest, people that are praying with their hands and praying with their feet, I have a feeling that those folks are largely outside the Beltway, and probably many of them are the names of organizers and movement leaders that may not have that national profile yet,
right?
But they are out there doing the work. And so a hat tip to all the organizers out there whose names we will never know, that right now, today, are knocking on doors, that are phone banking, that are text banking, that are doing what it takes to, in Al's words, attempt to wake up people of conscience in Texas and wake up people of conscience across the United States. My thanks to Al Reynolds, one of our favorite pop culture contributors. Also, Isaac Wilson, Democratic strategist and former South Carolina Democratic Party chair. I really like this. We're going to have y'all back again soon.
Isaac Wilson for governor or something. I'm coming to South Carolina, Isaac.
Has a nice ring to it.
You've been listening to and streaming A More Perfect Union on KBLA Talk 1580. Big thanks to the Village that helps us produce A More Perfect Union every day. Our executive producer, Tavis Smiley. Our sound engineer, Brother Andy. To our show producers, Faraji, Art, and Journey. And of course, each and every one of you, all of our leaders, learners, and listeners, we curate this show every day with you in mind. Remember, don't panic, organize, do what you can from where you are with what you have. I'm Dr. Nii-Quartelai, and you've been listening to and streaming A More Perfect Union on KBLA Talk 1580.
Chris Brown and Live Nation are being sued by Breezy Swimwear over trademark infringement. The Miami brand says his Breezy Bowl tour name causes confusion